Last episode, we built our awesome sofa shop and we did a whole bunch of terraforming. In fact, we did a lot more terraforming than I originally intended. But we're now in a much better position to start expanding this city. But before we do that, there's still one more thing we need to do on this city block before we can call it complete. And by one more thing, I actually mean there's quite a few things we need to do. But the two main ones are to sort out the roofs of these buildings, because if we actually go and take a look from above, you can see only one roof has a little bit of stuff on it, and the rest of them, well, they're just completely blank. There's nothing on these whatsoever. So I do want to get these rooftops finished, and that's going to make the skyline look better as well, with more aerials and things like that. But that's a minor problem in comparison to the bulk of today's work, because if we look inside the buildings, we have got so many empty floors. There's 6 empty floors in this building, there's a couple of empty floors in this one, and then there's 3 empty floors in this one as well. And I think what we're going to do today is get the interior of those buildings completely finished, and that means we'll have one complete block in our city that's got multiple buildings in. I suppose you can probably count the construction site and the mob site as a block, but this is the first multi-building block, and I do want to get it completely finished. I just hate how it looks from out here. The emptiness makes me sad. But we're not going to be cramming more farms into these buildings. Although this is going to be our industrial district, we have plenty of space to put new buildings with new farms in. So what we're actually going to do is put some apartments in the top of these. And there's plenty of space for that to happen, which is lovely. And the good thing about putting apartments in means I can give a whole bunch of you some houses to live in, because of course we do have our straw statues, and I'm still going through the process of adding you all to the world. And despite the fact I've added over 40 already, we still have a list of well over 200 Java usernames. So yeah, lots to cram in. Thankfully, plenty of space to do so. And as this building here has been here longer than all the others, and it's about 3 times the size of what I need to do on the other buildings, I think we're going to start with this one here. And I don't have a clue what we're going to do. So I'm going to head back to storage. I'm going to grab some resources that I think are going to be handy for this, and we'll try and divide up that first floor into some apartments. And then I guess we can just kind of duplicate that as we go up the building. While I run around and grab lots of things I'm going to need, because, well, we do want to do the interiors properly as well. We're trying to be good on this series and actually not leave too many empty buildings. I know, it's just not like me whatsoever. But while we do that, let's have a little chat about the channel, what we're going to be doing in the future, and what other series we have coming up. Because, of course, this is our core series. This is the one where, well, I currently have the most fun. I don't know about anyone else, but this seems to be the most popular one on the channel. But now that I do this full time, there's always going to be more than one series running, and the latest one that we've just done was FTB Skies. I've had a lot of fun with that. That was very popular, more popular than I was expecting it to be honest, and a lot of fun was had. But that series was actually a bit of a tester, because I do want to do a long-term modded series, but I didn't really know what mods I wanted to use, I didn't know what was going to work, and I wanted to kind of get my head around it a little bit more beforehand. But thanks to that series, I think we're in a position that we will be starting a new series within a couple of weeks, and it is going to be a long-term world. It's going to be a long-term series primarily based around the create mods, with a few other additions and tweaks as well, but nothing too major. It's going to be essentially vanilla with create, and I'm not going to go into too many details about the plans for that world. It has been a work in progress for the last 6 weeks or so, just kind of working out how we're going to do things. But I've also got a lot of super secret plans for that world, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun. And as I say, although it is modded, it's mainly just the create mod, and it's going to add a whole lot of blocks and movement to the world, and just enable us to make some slightly different types of farms, which is what's going to differentiate it from this world, among other things, but I'm not going to spill all the secrets right now. And to be honest, it's something I'm very excited about and looking forward to getting started. And if you enjoyed this series, I really think you will enjoy the new series as well, because, well, it's going to have a similar tone to this one, just with a lot more block variety and a lot more cool building. And if you haven't checked out the FTB Sky series yet either, don't panic. I've just compiled it into a movie, you know me. And it's 2.5 hours of pure joy building up a floating kingdom, so do go check that out. Right, well, that's enough self-promotion. I think we have everything we need to at least start making some layouts. So let's head back to the city and solve the housing crisis. And first on our target list is above the calf here. And this is what we're working with. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 floors of apartments to put in. And we need to get the floors in as well, I guess. So maybe I should start with the floors and then work from there. And the first thing we're going to do is just to get down what is going to be the ceiling for the floor below. It's not going to be the floor for this apartment. What we're actually going to be doing is doubling up, because that means that we can actually swap out the floors in the different buildings. We can swap out the ceilings on the buildings below, and it just gives us a bit more freedom. We've got the floor in. Now I just need to work out a layout for these apartments. So I guess the first thing we're going to need to do, if this is where the stairs are coming up, we're going to want to make sure that we separate everything off. So let's just put a line across here. So this will be the main sort of corridor for going up to the different floors. However, I think we can probably actually mix this up a little bit because we don't need all this space. So that bit there could be part of another apartment. And I reckon we can probably just put a corridor straight down the middle here, and the same on that side. And what do we think? Maybe sort of 3 apartments on each side? So I've been playing around, and I think I'm going to go with this layout instead of having apartments on both sides, because otherwise the ones on this side just don't have any windows, and that's a little bit sad. So we've managed to sneak in a couple of windows for this dude, and then we've got 2 more apartments over there. So this is a big apartment, but has less windows. It's fine. There's not actually people living here. They don't need windows. And that does leave us with a much larger open lobby area here, which hopefully won't be a problem. But let's get all these walls in properly and go from there, I guess. I've got the walls built up for the 3 separate apartments, and I've decided to actually move the stairs on this bit here. We're going to have the stairs sort of going up around here in the corner. I think it makes much better use of this space. And then we've only actually got a little bit of wasted space over here, but I'm sure we can find something to put there. My next step, however, is going to be to get the floor in up here, because we do need to raise the corridor by a block, and then we can start laying out the actual apartments themselves. And I think I want to use some concrete for those floors, so we should probably go back to storage and see what we've got. Well, we've got plenty of light grey, so I guess I'll just take a bunch of that for now. So the floor for the corridor is in. I just want to get the ceiling in at the top here now as well. We need to get a better idea of how this is going to look. So the ceiling is in. I think the color palette works nicely. It looks just bland enough for an apartment block, and I think I want to actually separate off these stairs here as well, just so it's a bit more like that, and then you can sort of swoop around the stairwells. Yeah, I think I prefer that. The next thing I want to do is actually work out the floor plans for these apartments, and they're all going to be different. As I say, we do have 3 different shapes here, if I can actually get out the door. So let's start with this corner one here. I think we'll have it so when you first come in, you're going to have basically a kitchen. I like the idea of it walking straight into the kitchen, so we'll have a small corridor. And actually, I think what we might do is have a couple of bedrooms at the back here, and then have this go through into a lounge with maybe a kitchen at the back here, kind of an open plan type thing. In fact, the kitchen might sit better on this back wall here. So if we imagine there's some kind of centralized island type thing there, how's that going to work? Let's quickly build these walls up so we can get a better look. So I don't like the fact that this wall here is connecting to the glass. So how about we maybe move this over a little bit? I think I've got it worked out. We're going to have the lounge area here. We're going to have a kitchen there. So we've got kind of a kitchen lounge area, all open plan. And then we've got a bedroom around the back here and another one here. But it looks a bit weird without the floors in. So let's quickly dump something down for a floor. And for that, we should probably raid the wool farm and get some nice carpets. So what do we want? So we're going to keep the entrance corridor quite bland. I think I'm going to keep this as grey. But I want the lounge itself to have a wooden floor. So let's maybe do the old squiffy trick here to make it look a little bit tiled. And then with the bedrooms, I think we'll have one in a lovely cyan carpet. Look at this, nice and bright. And we'll stick a blue carpet in the other bedroom. I think what I might do is actually make the kitchen a little bit bigger here, just so it sticks out a little bit more. Maybe that's too much. Maybe it just needs that. All right, I'm happy with that as a layout. I think we'll be able to work with that. Now I'm going to run around. I'll quickly work out the other 2 apartments. And once we've got the layout down, we can duplicate this on all the other floors. And then, of course, it's the interiors. That's going to be a big job. That's the second apartment done. We've got bedroom, kitchen, and this one even has a bathroom. Kind of feel sorry for these guys now. Let's figure out the last one. So I think I've got all the apartment layouts down. We have the first apartment here. This is the big one with 2 rooms and a bathroom. This one here has got 2 rooms, lounge, and a kitchen. There is, of course, a kitchen on this one as well. And over here, we have a large bedroom. So this is just a 1-bedroom apartment with a lounge and a kitchen. And with that, I think that's the layout we're going to go with. And we will, of course, duplicate that on every single floor we've got going up, but we'll swap out the colors and we'll decorate them individually as we go along. By which I mean at the end, once I've actually built them all. I think it's going to make more sense to do the interiors in just one big blitz. So for now, I just need to repeat this all the way up to the top. This could take a while. Well, I have to say the building's looking better already now that we've got all the apartments in. We do still have one blank floor, however, in the middle, and basically it's not quite the same height as the other rooms. I haven't quite decided what to do with this floor yet, so we'll come back to that one. But for now, I think what I want to do is make a start on these apartments in here and actually sort out the interiors. So, interiors. I think the first thing I should probably do is get some lights in this corridor because, well, we don't want mobs spawning up outside the front doors of these people, do we? And these aren't exactly luxury apartments, so we don't need to go too far. We just need to get some basic strip lighting in, I think. And if I turn off my full bright, we can see where the dark patches are. So it's still dark around this corner here. And we should probably get a bit of light on the stairs here as well. So I think just something simple like that should do. So let's make a start in this first apartment here and see what we can do. So I think the first thing I want to put in here is maybe some kind of large corner sofa for the lounge. In fact, maybe something like that would work a bit better, and we'll stick a lamp in the corner. And then maybe a low sort of table like that I think could work quite well. I do like the idea of getting a rug down in this area, I think. And I think it might actually make sense for me to completely block off that bit of the kitchen here. And a nice mangrove lampshade. That does the trick nicely. Maybe we can stick a shelf in across here for the kitchen and then get some pots and pans and things like that up the top here. By which I mean, I guess, a couple of flower pots and some other interesting looking things. What else do we have? Not a lot, to be honest. Although we can stick in a brewing stand and maybe a grindstone as well. We'll just stick that over in this corner here. It's just nice to have a bit of variation. So we need to put some kind of kitchen in at the back here as well. And I think we'll probably use a couple of bee nests and some shelving and other bits and bobs like that. Okay, the kitchen's looking a bit better. Not bad, not bad. Maybe we need to get some kind of a dining table in on this side here. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good for a lounge. Although I do need to give a lampshade to this thing. What have we got? Maybe a mangrove slab? Yeah, I think that ties in nicely. Good progress is being made. I think we just need to sort out the bedroom in here now. And there we go, a very basic bedroom. I think that does the trick just nicely. Maybe it could do with a flower on the table here. There we go. And with that, I think this first apartment is actually done now. And yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. Not bad at all. Only another 14 to go, so I guess I'm just gonna crack on and I'll bring you back in once we've completed this floor. I can give you a tour of these 3 apartments. And then, of course, I've just got to duplicate that all the way up. With some variations, of course. People don't live in exactly the same layouts now, do they? Oh, this is going to take a long time. First 3 apartments are now done. So if we have a look in here at the corner apartment, we've got a lovely kitchen in this corner. We have the sofa all spread out. We've got a nice table and also a dining table. And then, of course, we have the 2 bedrooms. Fairly basic, but, well, we've got a lot to do. And if we have a look in here, this one's come out particularly well. I really like the colour scheme in the lounge here. I've actually managed to find some heads and things that we can use as well, just to add a little bit of different detail. And then, of course, we've got the kitchen, and we have 2 bedrooms. So we have this one here, and at the end of the corridor, there's 1 more. But you know me, I need to add a little bit of life as well. So where should we put some straw statues? I think I'm going to have one literally just walking into the lounge here. Oh my. Oh, that is a terrifying skin. I think we'll save that one. In fact, I think I know exactly what to do with this particular one. There we go. Scary person hiding in the wardrobe. Absolutely terrifying. We'll have someone walking through the corridor, and I think I want to put one in this apartment as well. Yep, I think these 2 suit this apartment nicely. And I guess the important question is, how's that looking from outside? Oh, that looks so much better, doesn't it? Better than the emptiness like this we had before on every single floor. But I've got a lot of work ahead of me, so I don't know how detailed we're going to be able to get all of these, but I'm going to crack on and see how many I can do, and hopefully we can get a decent amount done before I get fed up with inventory management. Oh my days. I am absolutely brain dead. That took forever. But if we jump into free cam and have a look outside, the apartments are looking amazing now. They're all got full interiors, and by full interiors, I mean, as we get closer to the top, some of them are missing kitchens and things like that because I've just run out of stuff at the moment. But it certainly has the effect I wanted. It looks like a much more populated building, and not only that, I've even added a few people here and there as well. Look, there's one crashed out on the bed here, someone being told off in the corridor, don't know what they've been doing wrong, and we've even got someone coming up the stairs here. But I am very pleased with how that has come out, and I was hoping to get the interiors on these 2 builds done today as well, but I'll be honest, I don't think I've actually got it in me. Plus, I need to craft up loads more stuff because I've pretty much run out of everything useful. And although I've clearly bitten off more than I can chew today, there is no way I'm going to get these 2 buildings done as well. I can at least get the roof up here finished. So first up, let's get a little bit of ventilation into the building. We'll stick some tracks on top of these blast furnaces. They seem to do the trick quite nicely. And we'll just get a couple of smaller units in that will get connected up to the system as well. And we're going to connect them using walls, I think. Although maybe some deep slate walls are going to look a bit better on here. So let's just link these together, and then we'll link this one in. We'll go across here and across here. I want to get a big mast in here as well, so let's use furnaces for this one here. And then we'll get some fences in. I think to about that height should be good. And do we have bars? We do. Excellent. So let's use some bars as well. I think for the bars, we're going to have one bit there that goes up. We'll have an individual little spiky bit there as well. We'll use some birch trapdoors on here. They make good little satellite-y aerial type things. And the same on that side there. And then let's get this one going up a little bit taller. Maybe we should have a bit sticking out here as well. With a copper rod and a redstone torch, that looks quite nice. Now let's go up a little bit higher. Maybe stick another little satellite dish type thing here. Maybe some white carpets for some dishes as well. And do I have any end rods? I do. Okay, cool. I think having a nice bright one there and another one on top. I think that should look quite cool. Hopefully I've not overdone it. I think that works nicely. Good stuff. And to be honest, I think that's about all it needs. Let's have a look in the daytime. Yeah, that's looking good. I like it. Although me standing up there, that gives me an idea. I wonder. What I want to know is if we put a straw statue down and we put in the Java username Batman, do they have a Batman skin? They do. Excellent. Right, let's turn off the cape. I would have been very disappointed if it wasn't a Batman skin, if I'm honest. We just need to turn him round, make sure he's facing the right way. Let's sort out his posing a little bit. There we go. Now let's quickly jump down. Oh yes, look at that. Batman keeping watch over the city. And with that, that building's finally complete. If we completely ignore this floor here. Look, I'll figure something out for that, okay? And that's taken me 2.5 days. So on that note, I'm gonna have to wrap up the episode here. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one, where maybe we'll actually finish the city block.